G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Panzer Grenadier Desert Rats from Avalanche Press, and we're going on with the 8:15 turn in the first scenario with the Italians and the Punjabis, and the scenario is Conquista del Somaliland, where the Italians are trying to invade British Somaliland. And in this scenario, they need to basically take these two hills and this hill up here. This hill does not exist. These are all two-level hills. The Italians moved up this way, getting ready to assault last time, which was interesting, and their leader got disrupted, and one of the infantry platoons got demoralized. These guys came up here getting ready to jump in here as well, which is with no support. They're routed. That's the official term, especially with one of them disrupted, because there's 12 factors in there against 9, which is sucky. These all started to move up to look at jumping in here and got shot up as well. Demoralized, another disrupted over there. Down here we've still got a bucket of poo with the mortar and the truck being disrupted and this guy being demoralized. And I've come to the conclusion that I should have put the two trucks with the artillery into the same leader space, so they could combine fire and stuff like that, but I screwed up. So it is time. The Italians have an initiative of 3. The Punjabis have an initiative of 2. The Italians have lost the 1 step here, but still 5 steps away from them reducing their initiative. So Italians first, 3 plus 5 is 8, and Punjabis 2 plus 5 is 7. 8 minus 7 is 1 halved, and rounded up is 1 for the Italian. So what are the Italians going to do? Well, that's a damn fine question, and I'm glad you asked. What are they going to do? Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the captain first. He's going to activate, and he's going to activate the Tenetti here. Sorry. So they're going to activate each other. Captain's going to activate the Tenetti. And the first thing the captain's going to do is he's going to get these guys to fire all together because he's got the 1. So he's not going to activate this little fella down here. He's just going to activate these 2 and these guys. First thing he's going to do is activate this, and we're going to chuck that up on here and try and do some nasties on these guys. So the offboard artillery is over bombardment, we've got a factor of 8 is where we are. They're not entrenched, they're not in anything like that. Target is dug in, yes. So we go down 1. Target is a mortar, blah, 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 no. Target is a loaded truck and stuff, no, 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 no. Target is spotted by firing unit, no. Target has done anything else, no. Because the firing unit is off-board artillery. So we are down to the 5. And I don't think there's anything else. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's anything. So that's it. And we roll a 7, of course, on the 5 is blur, blur. And that is done. Right. So the next thing he's going to do is to try and, so these are just all marked as move. Yes. And we're going to do a recovery action on this young fella down here. And these guys are going to move up 1 then. Dun, 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 dun. But they're going to do that after these guys have shot. So they're doing a move action. And these guys are doing a fire action. So we're going to fire first before we do the move action. So we have 4, 8, 12. Go over to direct fire, so that's the 11 column. Target is dug in, so we're at a -1. And I think that is it. Yeah. So we go down to the 7 column, and we get a 2, which is a M2 result. Oh, sorry, an X. Sorry. Whoa. An X result. I like this. So this unit here takes a loss. But that's the first British or Punjabi loss. And now they all have to do an M2. So let's make this a little bigger, maybe. Righto, so these guys are fired, they're done. So the Subadar is first. It's an M2, so he's an 8, which comes down to a 6. So it's a 6 or less. Gets a 3, he's good. This guy here, who has not been reduced, is a 7. -2 is a 5, so a 5 or less. Oh, an 11. And he gets demoralized. And dug-in man is reduced, which is a 6 -2 is a 4, so a 4 or less. And he is demoralized as well. Wow. That went really, really well, and I went, woohoo! Okay. Like that. Okay. So that's all done. We've fired over there. We're doing this here now. So this guy here is going to, the disrupted guy is going to recover. Yes. So he's going to recover. So he is a 7. Disrupted, so he needs a 6 or less. He gets it, and he's back, good to go. Right, and these ones are going to move. This one is going to move to here, like that. These guys cannot do anything. He can't see across there as far as I'm concerned. And this is out of range. And then he is going to move to here. Like, move to there, sorry, for 2. Can't do anything. And then move to there. No. Just going to go to there. Bang and bang. And then this guy's going to do the same into there. That's all done. And we rejoice. Yay! Righto. So it's over to the Brits now, and I think they need to fix these guys up. They really need to fix these guys up. So we are going to do the move action for them and try and recover. So the demoralized full strength unit is a 7, becomes a 6, which means he needs a 5 or less. Oh, 12. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no, I think I read something about that, didn't I? Morale checks. Sorry, what is he? He's demoralized. Becomes demoralized. Suffers a step loss and is eliminated as a leader. But there was something about rolling a 12. Morale checks. What was it? It's not a sorry, it's a recovery. Yes. Recovery, automatic recovery. No. So a demoralized unit or leader immediately returns to good order on an unmodified result of 2. A demoralized leader is removed from play on an unmodified result of 12. Is that the only one I was looking at? So I think he just takes a step loss like that, which is another British step loss, taking them to 2. And they've only got to lose 4 steps to lose an initiative. And the other guy, again, is a full strength unit, which is a 7, -1 for demoralized is a 6, so he needs a 5 or less. Gets a 3, so he goes up 1. Like that. Wow. That did not work out well for them at all. Righto, we're back to the Italians. These are both disrupted and this is demoralized. Okay, so we're going to do these guys. Again, it will be a recovery action. So the Tenetti is here. He's got a +1 morale modifier. So we've got 2 disrupted units here. So they go from 7 to 8. So they need a 7 or less. First one, it's a 9, which is a disrupted and a disrupted, so it doesn't do anything. The other one is a 9 as well. So they do nothing. And this guy is a 5 to start with, which goes down to a 4 for being demoralized. So he needs a 3 or less and gets an 8. Oh. Morale checks. Demoralized unit or leader that is gained demoralized suffers a step loss. So he is gone. Goes to the graveyard, and that is the second step loss for the Italians. Righto, we're back to the Brits. Need to flip this. Reverse, start. No, not going. Right, back to the Brits. I think what we're going to do is activate these guys here, and they are going to fire, and they're going to fire here at these guys. So they have 12 firepower, which is the 11 column. And they are adjacent, which takes it up to the 22 column, and that is it. So 22 column, bang, a 7 is a morale check. Okay, the Tenetti is a 9, so 9 or less. He's good. The 2 undisrupted are 7s with no bonuses, so 7 or less for the first. Oh, and this guy here is demoralized. The other one, 7 or less, 12, is demoralized. And the disrupted one is disrupted, so he is less than a 7, so he becomes a 6 or less, and he passes. Ouch. So I suppose what we need to do is to fix these guys up, if we can. So these guys are going to try and get fixed up. Righto. So the Tenetti's fine. We'll do the disrupted guy first. These are all full strength, so it's a 7. We've got no bonus. He's disrupted, so he needs to be a 6 or less. Oh, and he fails. And he becomes demoralized because he's already disrupted and he's got to demoralize. He failed big time. So he is demoralized. And we've got 2 demoralized. So start as 7, they become 6, so they want 5 or less. The 2 of them. A fail. So he's got to move away. 1. Yes. And then he has to move away again. 2. Still in range. 3. He's going to move his full. And t'other guy is demoralized and takes a step loss, taking them up to 3. And because he failed, I think he still has to go away. So pop, 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 pop. Let me just check that. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Where's the rules gone again? User guide. No. Is that the one I want? What I really, really want? No, that's... Oh, for Christ's sake, where's the rules gone again? User guide, player's guide, enter account. Oh, rules and charts, you idiot. Duh. So, again, we're still in there. Compound morale failure. becomes demoralized, yeah. Buh, 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 buh. If it fails to recover, it must flee from enemy combat units that can spot it or within range. Fleeing. Each demoralized unit or leader that fails to recover must move away from enemy units could hurt it. Must move towards the nearest in terms of movement point, town, woods, or other hex where enemy units can no longer spot it and fire at it with direct fire. It must spend its entire movement allowance. If a demoralized unit in an activated good order leader's hex fails to recover and flees, the leader may, but is not required to, move with it and maintains its own good order. Okay, so I think this guy's got to go back as well. Because he failed. 2, 3, 4. This guy just became demoralized. I'm wondering if I should pull this Tenetti back as well. I know I'm leaving this guy to die, but I think I will, so he can pull back with them. And you're just stuck there, matey. I'm sorry. Right, so we're back to the Brits, the Punjabis. And what do we got here? We've got a mortar and we've got infantry. Or we've got 2 infantry. I think we're going to activate the major. Yes. We're going to activate the major. And they're going to fire. Right, the mortar is going to fire here. So it is an 8. Oh, wrong one, sorry. It's in range. Bombardment fire. It is an 8 power. But there are mortars and artillery in there. So 1, it's an 8. The target is a mortar anti-aircraft of that, so now we are an 8 and a 12. It's not loaded. Target hex is spotted by firing unit. Yes. So we're now 12 and 16. And target hex contains 3 combat units, which it does with the mortar, the artillery, and the machine gun, which is another +1. So we go to 16 and 21. And we get a 9 on the 16 is a morale check and morale check for 21. So everybody in here does a morale check. So the colonel first is a 9 or less. He's good. The machine gunner is full strength, so a 7 or less, no bonuses. Fails by 2 and becomes disrupted. The artillery is full strength and fine, so that is a 7 or less. Gets an 8 and is disrupted. The truck is already disrupted. It is a full strength unit, so it is a 7. So we need a 6 or less. Gets a 10 and is demoralized. And the mortar is a full strength unit, so 7. So that becomes a 6 or less as well. Gets a 7. So disrupts again, so becomes demoralized. So that worked out well for them. Not for the Italians, I mean. And then we have the infantry here who's going to fire at this little guy here just for the fun of it. So we're back to direct fire. It's a 4. So we're on the 4 column. We're not op fire. We are not adjacent. So there is nothing that affects it. So we're just on the 4 column. And we get an 8 on the 4 column, which is a miss, and they are all done, and we are to the Italians. So I think we need to activate the colonel and get all of these guys trying to, again, recover. So we'll mark them as going. So we'll do the machine gunner first. We have no bonuses. So it's a 7 disrupted, so a 6 or less. And it does. So the machine gunner is now good. What happened? Sorry. The machine gunner is now good. Righto. The arty is disrupted. So again, that's a 7. So a 6 or less. And the arty is good. The demoralized truck is a 7, -1 is a 6, so 5 or less. And it has just demoralized again, so it takes a step loss, and trucks don't get a step loss. They are a single unit, I believe. Let me just bring this up. They don't have a flip. No. So they delete. I don't think that costs them on step losses, though. I could be wrong, but and the mortar is again a 7, -1 is a 6, so 5 or less. And it does it. So it is going to go to disrupted. And now little demoralized guy here is full strength. So again, a 7, -1 is a 6, so 5 or less. He gets a 5. Yay! And he becomes disrupted. So that is them. And we go back to the Punjabis, the Brits. Righto. Now these guys could shoot at this guy. Again, there wouldn't be any bonuses. They'd just be firing on the 7 column because of the 8, which is not going to do much at all. So I don't think we need to worry about that. Over here, we've got these guys here that are disrupted and demoralized. This leader is disrupted. So I am going to... Now he's got a combat value. So I could get him fire on here. He could add the machine gun, but the machine gun's not adjacent. So let's just have a look. So we've got 8 firepower to 7. If we're adjacent, we go to a 16 straight up. And there is 3... No, get out of it. There are 3 combat units there. So that would give us a +3. Taking us to 22. That is what we are going to do. These guys here will fire at these guys. So we are at 8 +1 is 9, which is still the 7 column. They are adjacent, which is 2 column shifts. And there are 3 units or more. Target exercise 3 combat units, which takes us to the 22 column. Oh, a 10 is an M2 result. Okay. The Tenetti is a 9, which takes him down to a 7, but he needs to get a 6 or less because he's disrupted. Oh! Oh, that's a 12. Oh, he's not demoralized at the moment. If he had been demoralized, he would have deserted. Okay, so he is going to be demoralized. We'll do the demoralized unit next. Now the Tenetti cannot add his morale bonus. So demoralized full strength unit is a 7. -1 is a 6, so he needs a 5 or less. And he does not get it. So he loses a step. And that takes him up to 4 step losses. And then we've got these two here, which are 7s. Oh, it was a M2 loss, wasn't it? Yeah. So 7. So either way, it was, well, hang on a sec. Let's just do this properly. Yeah, so he was a step loss because he was demoralized. And he got demoralized again. Yes. Okay. M2. So these two full strength units are 7s, so that goes down to 5s or less. So the first one is disrupted, and the second is good, and we rejoice, and they are done. And then I suppose these guys had better try and do something about that. So they are going to try and recover. Okay, we have demoralized leader. So he is a 9, which comes down to an 8, which means he needs a 7 or less. Gets a 10. So he is demoralized leader who has been demoralized again. Where was that? This is recovery. Come on, where am I? And it's successful, blah, 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 blah. When players attempt to improve the morale status of their moral units may do. A leader may not move. Yeah. Oh, come on. Demoralize units in assault hex that fail a morale check. Well, it's not failing a morale check. Just trying to work out what the hell's going on here. I'm going to pause this for a tick. Righto, sorry about that. Okay, so a demoralized leader who gets another demoralized result like this guy did is removed. So he is sent to the graveyard. So that's that. So I'm going to have to check up on steps and stuff, and I'll do that in a little while. Righto, we've got this demoralized guy here um, trying to recover. So he is a reduced unit, which is a 5. Demoralized is a 4, so 3 or less. 11. He's already reduced, so he is gone to the graveyard, and that is at least the 5th step loss. And then we have disrupted unit, so he's full strength, so he is a 7, so he needs a 6 or less, and becomes demoralized because he failed by 3. And the last guy doesn't have to do anything because it's a recovery. So that is that. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to check on what constitutes a step loss for initiative. Won't be long. Righto. So I believe that leaders and trucks count as step losses as well. In which case, what we have is 2, 4, 5 there. And we lost our truck, so that would be 6 step losses. Which means that the Italian initiative will now go down to 2. And I believe that's correct. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so that was that. We are back with the Brits again. These guys are leaderless. God. Righto, so we've got the captain up here with his machine gun. Ba bum bum bum. Right. What are we going to do? Okay, I'm going to activate the captain, who is going to activate the machine gun. So these will fire, and the captain is going to activate the subadar here. Who will, oops, who will try and recover. In fact, he's going to activate all of these. These 2 will fire independently on here as well. Be a fire, and that will be a fire. So that's what we're doing. Now, because he's doing a move action, I don't believe he adds his fire bonus to these or anything else. So I'm going to do him first. So he is disrupted. He is a 9. So he needs an 8 or less. I think it's a 10, which disrupts him again, which means he is now demoralized. Ow. Okay. Righto, we will fire with these 2 units here first. We go back to direct fire. We have 8 firepower at these guys, which is a 7 column. there's no upsies, downsies, or anything else. They're within 3 hexes. There's not 3 of them. It's not opportunity fire, so it's a straight up on the 7 column. We get a 7 on the 7 is a zip, and then we have the machine gun doing the same thing on the 7 column. It's a 6, which is a zip as well. And we're back to the Italians. Okay, well, we've got all these ones doing jack. Now, all of these are good. Okay, I'm going to activate the Tenetti and his mob. The Tenetti and this are going to get a move. Oh, I keep going M for move, where it's A for action type. And this is going to limber. Now, my next question is, if I limber that to the truck, can the truck move this turn? And I'm going to have a look. Righto. So again, like I thought it was, limbering uses up all the movement allowance of the truck. So that's all good. So that is that, and this unit will fire because it can. Now it is going to fire. Got a range of 10. Can I come over this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can get this unit. I can't hit any of the others. Or coming this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I can hit any of these. None of them have any artillery or anything else in them. Ah, this one does, but I can't reach it. I think I'm going to fire here. If I get a hit in, there's a good chance I might be able to get rid of this Subadar. So this is where we're going to fire. So we're firing for 8 on the bombardment table. It's dug in, which is a -1. It's spotted by the firing unit, so that's a +1, so we're back to even, and that is it. So we're on the 8 column, and again a 7, which does absolutely jack, and we are done there, and we're back to the Brits. Nothing, nothing, nothing. This is the only one. What have we got here? Got it disrupted. We've got these. I think these guys are going to fire. And try and knock this unit out. So again, we're an 8, which is the 7 column. For direct fire. No pluses or minuses. So straight on the 7 column. And a 7 does absolutely nothing, and they are done, and we're back to the Italians. Righto, we're going to activate these guys to move. None of these can do anything, but we'll do it the right way. So we're going to go 1, 2, think about this. If I go there, I can go there. So that'd be 2/3, 1 1/3, 2, 3. They could move to there. Or I think they go 1, 2, 3 to there. Let's do that. We move to here, we move to there, we move to there. Second one goes up to there, to there, to there. Third one goes up there, there, there. The Capitano goes up there. Yep, that'll do. We'll move up to there, and the machine gunner comes up 2/3, 1 1/3, and 2 to there. Brits. Do I want to do anything with these guys? I think we might. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lieutenant and the machine gun, and they are going to move. Just going to bring them out here, and they're going to jump on to the Bren carrier like that, and they're going to move down towards here, but I need to get them over towards the road. So it's 2 down the slope plus 2, because this is supposedly a wheeled vehicle, even though it's got tracks, which is pretty stupid. But so that's 2. It's only got a movement of 7. So it can't. Well, it can go there because it hasn't crossed. Well, it does cross. So that's as far as it can go effectively. So they're done. So we're back to the Italians, and this is all they've got. So I think what they're just going to do here is we'll put them down as a move action, and we're just going to try and recover the band, which is pretty damn difficult. But so it is a full unit, so that's a 7 disrupted. So we need a 6 or less. We get it. So this unit is now back to feeling good, and we're over to the Brits. All they've got is the 2-pounder. It could limber itself up. Not really. It's got to be towed. So we're not going to worry about it. So it's a pass, and that is that. Right. So we can clear the markers. And the Italians have taken a whack of trouble this time, due to my generaling skills, which are useless. So this has regained from demoralized to disrupted, but we lost the truck over here, which is a major pain. The mortar is still disrupted, but at least the rest of them are okay at the moment. The Tenetti down here ran away with 2 of his tribal platoons, one reduced, away from this other demoralized one up here. We didn't achieve anything there. We achieved a little bit here, which was good. We've got these 2 ready to jump into here, which would be good. They're disrupted, demoralized, and so forth. So we can do that because we're within leadership. And then we can move these guys up to help. unless anything bad happens, and that still leaves the captain um, to be able to push all of this up, which is good. Up this way, this is just a mess. Got to try and do something with them. They're just going to have to try and run away, run away. Um, but we can try and get over here and do something with this. Try and blow him away. But that's going to be interesting as well. So we can't have a captain do a captain. So we'll see what happens. So that is where we are. I hope you've enjoyed my screw ups. It's gone very, very long. I apologize for that. And I will see you back here for the 8:30 turn next time. Bye for now.